What is up, Earthnoids, Spacenoids, and Jovians? I am just a simple Newtype, and in this episode we are concluding Mobile Suit Crossbone Gundam Skull Heart. Last time, Uman told a story about the time he piloted the B Gundam, which is just a ball with a Gundam face. Tobiah met Stella, a girl who was abandoned on an asteroid, and we see Crossbone Vanguard murder people just to see Barrett and Kincaid's baby photos. This episode, Crossbone Vanguard operates as a transportation company that will work with a man who we have seen in the past, and the Jupiter Empire will create a clone based off of Amuro Ray. So let's get into this. UC-136. In a junkyard, Tobiah meets with a man who calls himself Gray Stoke, but this is just a cover. He wants Tobiah to bring him Amuro Ray. He's working as a transporter, but it is just a ruse. Also, their logo looks like the logo of a Japanese transportation and delivery company called Yamato Transport. I don't know if that is on purpose or not, but it's worth pointing out. Gray Stoke could tell that his mobile suit is merely disguised as a mobile worker, but there's something more powerful under the hood. Most certainly, this is Skull Heart in disguise. This manga never mentions it, but this is Judo Ashita, our hero from Gundam Double Zeta. This will be elaborated on further once we get to victory. Later, in a cruiser, our heroes are heading towards a Jovian Remnant base. The captain of this cruiser is Unmo, who we saw help resupply Crossbone Vanguard years earlier. They learn that Gray Stoke controls a neutral fleet that goes between Earth and Jupiter, at least until Jupiter took full control. Because of Crossbone Vanguard, they could return to their neutrality. He's putting a lot of his money into ensuring the Jupiter forces don't get what he is looking for. The living quarters separate from the cruiser to reveal that it is the Little Gray. The Jovian Remnants launch their mobile suits. Tobiah launches in Skull Heart, and Gray Stoke launches in the GUNP. The GUNP is a mysterious mobile suit that is said to be based off of the enhanced Double Zeta Gundam and has been Gray Stoke's mobile suit of choice since UC-103. However, since it has been heavily modified over time, it is hard to tell exactly what it is. This unit's old generator will eventually be its downfall. Like Double Zeta, it has a high mega cannon on its head. Other weapons include a wing shield, a hyper beam saber, crushing pliers, a double beam rifle, a grenade launcher, and a peg leg machine gun. The Jovians attack Tobiah, which reveals the Crossbone Gundam underneath. While the two fight, Stoke asks Tobiah if he has ever heard of Amuro Ray. He only knows of him from his history books. He is still considered to this day the strongest Newtype in recorded history, and one time he even took out 100 units with the Gundam. Uman and Yona also launch. We flash back to Uman, yelling at Stoke, telling him to explain himself. The old man explains that what he is looking for is battle data. There is a database of everything that Amuro has on record, and the Jupiter fleet stole this data. They want to specifically create a bio-brain computer, just like Crux Dogati. It is a 1 in a million chance that they can make it happen, but there is still that tiny sliver of possibility, and if they make it happen, they will have a perfect soldier. Uman says that he and Amuro are old buddies from the Battle of Solomon, and he could convince a clone of Amuro to come to their side. Yona says he would kill us for making him sit through one of his boring stories. They head into the Jovian asteroid where Tobiah gets a Newtype flash. He has a bad feeling. That feeling was spot on as they reveal that this place is a biocomputer plant. They're making matrix pods on asteroids. Suddenly, Uman's left arm is attacked. It is a new Jovian mobile suit, the Amakasa. Hey, that's a Japanese sounding name. You broke the Spanish motif going on with all the mobile suits. Boo. The Amakasa, also known as the Jupiter Gundam, is based off of the data acquired from X2 and is an unmanned AI-powered mobile suit. The key to this mobile suit's AI is the data retrieved from Amuro's core fighter, and they created a bio-brain clone of him. This unit is 18 meters tall, which is very big for this era of Universal Century. It also thinks at lightning-fast speeds, and only a Newtype seems to be able to keep up with it. Weapons include a beam rifle, a beam saber, a real shield along with a beam shield, a claw, and a folding hammer. The folding hammer is very similar to the original Gundam. Also, this unit has a real shield because Amuro had a real shield, and he used his shield like a murder weapon. It locks onto the two mobile suits. Everyone scatters, but it is very fast and instantly takes out Yona. She ejects in her core fighter. It then takes out Uman's flint, and he ejects as well. He remembers Uman mentioning that Amuro Ray is someone who wouldn't hesitate to take out his enemy. Tobiah realizes that this is the biocomputer of Amuro Ray. He tells Yona to take Uman back to the ship. Tobiah uses the Peacock Smasher on the Amakasa. He uses the folding hammer on Tobiah and Stoke. The Amakasa smashes the two around. There is some cackling Jovian commander saying, "Yes, my creation!" In the the background like a silly evil villain. She has the intention of mass-producing the Amakasa. That is when Battalions come in and surround them. Tobiah and Stoke go in for the attack when the Amakasa begins shooting his own men. The commander notices that the biocomputer's programming recognizes the Battalions as the enemy and doesn't know why. This is Tobiah's chance to move in. Their fighting becomes chaotic and begins destroying the base. Everyone begins evacuating, but the Jovian commander stays behind. Tobiah grabs the Gump and the two flee temporarily. Tobiah still intends on fighting. He can't let this thing leave the asteroid. The Gump and Skullheart go in. Amakasa uses its hammer again, but Tobiah uses the anchor scissor to redirect the hammer back onto the Amakasa. Oh hey, X1 still does have the anchor scissor installed. We mentioned that it was removed in the Kai. Maybe it was added back to the Kai? The biocomputer ejects. Seeing a bunch of brains fly away in a jar into space is something out of an 80s cartoon. I love it. The little gray watches the asteroid go up in flames. As the asteroid explodes, the Gump pulls Skullheart out of the flames. They head back to the little gray. Before breaking through the asteroid, Tobiah could sense Bernadette. Stoke tells the story of Amuro escaping from a Bawaku. Legend has it that someone helped guide him out of the asteroid, similar to what has happened today. Stoke says that Newtypes must understand themselves and others. UC-136. Captain Harrison, the F-91 pilot we saw from last episode, happens to have Stella. He's being chased by a bunch of Barbuses, piloted by monkeys. What? The MS-06 MS Barbus is a top-secret mobile suit for a project called Project E. This was created after Garmazabi saw a monkey playing video games at a zoo. This allowed for the creation of Newtype monkeys. Monkeys have greater dexterity, which allows them to control the 4 mandible arms, wielding 4 Gelgoog beam rifles no problem. It also has magnetic coating. Also, it should be pronounced Babarasu, as in bubbles, named after Michael Jackson's chimp. But I get it, I wouldn't translate a mobile suit into bubbles. We're about to die, quick, get in the bubble. See, it doesn't work. We cut to days earlier where Harrison is informed of the monkeys in the Side 2 debris field. They thought it was the pirates until they captured one of them. The monkeys were wearing Xeon uniforms. Harrison wonders if this is a Tony manga, referencing the famous mangaka Tony Takazaki, who did a Gundam gag manga, as well as an Evangelion gag manga. Harrison's commanding officer tells him not to break character. Did this manga just break the fourth wall? Interesting choice. The commander says they are limited in resources, so they are enlisting the help of a civilian team. It happens to be Tobiah's transport business. The name of the company is Black Row Shipping. Okay, this is definitely a nod to Yamato Transport. Also, Tobiah has a cat like Bear's parrot. Wait, did that parrot die when the Mother Vanguard went down? What happened to that parrot? There's no normal suits for parrots. That parrot's dead. Tobiah meets Harrison. He remembers that he is the F-91 pilot that he fought with last time. He and the rest of the crew begin acting shady. Harrison goes by the Blue Flash of the Federation and fought against Crossbone Vanguard a few years ago. He was also featured in MS Monthly's Top Battles. Tobiah's just in the background going, yo bro, you guys lost. Harrison meets Stella and is instantly in love. He seems to like him young. There is also an old man named Shina Kashuiki on their team. He sigs that Xeon and then apologizes, as it is just a force of habit. Oh, you rascally old fascist you. They run into a man-made satellite ahead of them. Stella joins Harrison to do analysis. This will be the first time that Stella has ever seen a monkey in real life. The old Xeon man thinks that this satellite may be the forbidden Project E. A young Zabi once went to a zoo and saw a monkey playing video games. After seeing many of his men die, along with them not having the manpower, he decided to create a program that would train monkeys to pilot mobile suits. The team realized the old man is talking about Garmazabi. They wonder how something from 60 years ago still exists. Uman mentions that post-World War II, there were Japanese soldiers that emerged from the jungles 30 years after the war. It is possible that the same thing happened here, but with monkeys. They head into the colony to find that all of the scientists are dead. Stella checks the logs to find that someone was here just a few days ago. They continue on and find apes that were being cloned to be the perfect super soldier. Someone was planning an apes rebellion. Stella tells the team that mobile suits are surrounding the asteroid. They realize it is a trap. A team of Barbuses begin attacking. One of the Federation pilots, Sergeant Aaron, is piloting a Javelin. The RGM-122 Javelin is a mass-produced general-purpose mobile suit made by the Federation that first debuted in Victory Gundam. This is made by Anaheim Electronics and is built off of the James gun and the Javelin early type. This is EFF's latest and greatest, but once the Zanskar War comes around, these will still be used, but quite obsolete. Weapons include Vulcan guns, a shot lancer, a beam rifle, a beam saber, and a beam shield. The monkeys are able to take down Sergeant Aaron. They are amazed that monkeys are able to fire 4 beam rifles at the same time. Like that means anything after Unicorn? They transcended time and space. And you want me to care about a monkey? Harrison wonders if these monkeys are Newtypes. But that is a contradiction, as humans are supposed to be the next step in human evolution. Tobiah heads out. Once Skullheart shows itself, they will be outed as space pirates, but they need to help. He goes to the hangar and creates a giant balloon that looks like a bunch of bananas. He lets the bunch float away, distracting the monkeys. That is when the Gundam makes its attack. Harrison wonders why the space pirates made their appearance, but he is glad they are here. The two begin taking out the monkeys, is a sentence I said about a show talking about Japanese robots. They're able to take them all out. Skullheart quickly makes its lead. Tobiah hid the Gundam and made his way back to the asteroid, pretending like he was there the entire time. They wonder why they would do this. Tobiah says that primates are violent, scared, and cruel. They are in many ways no different from humans. He believes that humanity is falling into the same trap that they fell into during the 21st century. Their arrogance leads them to believe that they are the superior force in the universe, but that might not necessarily be the case. This comic ends similarly to 2001: A Space Odyssey with the monkey, but this version the monkey turns into a mobile suit. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Crossbone Gundam Skullheart. I enjoyed the quick vignettes of Crossbone Vanguard post-Jupiter invasion. This manga is the best place for Monkey Pirate madness, but it came so out of left field and right at the end of our story. Monkey Newtypes is a lot to take in and makes you question everything that has come before. We also got to see an older Judo post Double Zeta. He will show again once we get to Victory Gundam, and we might cover Evolve one day. Next time on our space pirate journey, we will cover Crossbone Gundam Steel 7, where the space pirates run into Bernadette's mother, Europa Dogati, who gives them a warning of another attack from the Jupiter Empire. But that will do it for now, Newtypes. Remember, when faced with a lack of manpower, always turn to the monkeys. Peace.